Welcome to your broken galaxy. I am broken. What if Palpatine becomes self-conscious about the way he looks? That's the question today. So we all know that Grandpa SheVP was like a total stud, right? I mean, you could be the ugliest, shortest, worst-dressed, smelliest man in the galaxy, but if you're the Supreme Chancellor, there's going to be all sorts of alien ladies out there throwing themselves at you. Grand Palpy, at the time he became emperor, was in his 60s. So he's well past his prime, but for a 60-year-old guy, he looks pretty good. He was the Supreme Chancellor, debatably the strongest force user in the galaxy, and he would have been outlandishly rich by this point. But then, in his moment of triumph, Mace Windu and his game come rolling in, and Palpasaurus Rex over here ends up kind of going crazy and electrocuting his face off. After his fight with the purple sword, he stands up, tells Vader to go kill the baby Jedi. He gets on a Zoom call with clone commanders and tells them to kill all the adult Jedi. Then he thinks to himself, I'm exhausted. That fight with the Jedi really took a lot out of me, and I want to be at my best when I pronounce myself the Emperor later today. So he goes into the bathroom, gets himself a nice shower. He's on top of the world, right? He's singing in the shower and everything. He comes walking out. The mirror's all fogged up, so he wipes it down, and for the first time, he sees his incredibly hideous face. And his heart just sinks. He is feeling terrible. He's like pacing back and forth in his bathrobe, going a little bit crazy. He's like, I'm so wrinkled and pale, and how could any woman ever love me now? So Palpatine grabs his clothes, throws them on, hits his intercom to the Red Guard station outside, which also, where the heck were these guys during the fight with Mace? I mean, they have one job, and they just simply were not there. Palpalicious didn't know how many Jedi would come for him, Mace could have brought like 20 guys, and those guards could have been really useful. Anyway, Sheevan is on the intercom, and he's all like, Carl, Frank, can you come in here? And over the intercom, it comes back, yes, sir, we'll be right in. And like 4 seconds later, the door comes open, and they come walking in. Carl is like, what the heck happened here? Because, he just noticed all the dead Jedi bodies on the floor. And Frank is like, we thought you were having a meeting with the Jedi. And Palpatine is like, when? No, ignore that. Look, guys. And Carl is like, sir, what happened to your face? And Sidious is like, that's why I called you in here. Guys, I've got a problem. When the Jedi tried to kill me, I got super electrocuted in the face, and now I'm feeling really self-conscious about myself. Sir, we need to get you medical attention right away. The Jedi tried to assassinate you. Why didn't you... Shut up, Frank, okay? And, the guards don't know what's going on here. So Palpatine starts again. Look, Frank, Carl, I'm afraid with my new face injuries that the women may not find me attractive anymore. And the guards just slowly turn to look at one another for a second, then back to Sidious, and Carl's like, no, sir, you have 1,000 great qualities. Yeah, Supreme Chancellor. I've heard hundreds of times girls like scars. And Palps is like, really? You've heard that? Oh, yeah, of course. Just think about how cool they will think when you tell them that you got these scars surviving an assassination attempt from a group of Jedi Masters. And Palpatine kind of closes his eyes a little embarrassed and says, it was pretty cool. Of course it was, Frank says. And plus, you're the Supreme Chancellor. About that, Palpatine says, I'm going to be declaring myself Emperor tonight, so we'll need to get the other guards on duty. Sir, that's so great. You're the Emperor. Any woman would be lucky to have you. Carl, Frank, thanks. I really needed to hear that, Palpatine says. I mean, tonight's a big night for me, and I don't want to be distracted thinking I may never have a chance to settle down with a good woman. Like I said, sir, any woman in the galaxy would be lucky to have you. And so Palpatine just smiles at the two guards and extends his arms out. And the guards look at each other again because they still have no idea what is going on. And Palpatine's like, come on, get in here. The guards slowly walk forward, and Palpatine puts his arms around them, giving a big hug, and whispers softly, I needed this. He lets them go and says, Carl, Frank, I'm giving you both a raise. In all honesty, I didn't come up with the idea for this video, my wife did. I thought it was good, so I went ahead and wrote the video. I have one favor to ask you guys. I didn't use music throughout the course of this video, up until right now at the very end, sometimes I do use music. Let me know, do you prefer it with background music or without background music? I'd be grateful to hear that. If I get a lot of responses, I'll go ahead and do what you guys want. That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and all of that garbage.